A state lawmaker says he'll try again after his proposal to apply concussion protocol to private schools was surprisingly shot down yesterday. Senator Michael Ranzenhofer says he was surprised at the outcome of that vote. Today, he told News 4's Chris Horvitz he'll resubmit the bill next year. Chris has more for us tonight.
Well, it was the only bill that ended up coming up for a vote in the Senate yesterday. It would have extended concussion protocol requirements that currently exist in public schools to private schools. Senator Ranzenhofer submitted it after a concerned parent came to him.
She came to our office to ask what could be done. And, I got very involved in the situation. We introduced the legislation.
Yesterday, that legislation failed by a single vote. Senate Democrats dealt the blow after Republicans blocked a controversial amendment on women's reproductive rights this week.
To hold this bill hostage for that and not really putting, kids' safety and public safety first, I don't know how you get away with that.
The concussion legislation would have required private schools like Canisius, Timon, and Nardin to do three things. One, make sure coaches are trained to spot a concussion. Two, sit a student out for 24 hours if they're suspected of having one. And three, require a doctor's note before they can come back in if they're confirmed to have had one.
And there may be some private schools that do adopt some or all of those policies. But there's no requirement that they do so, and not all of them do so.
Simply saying that the Democrats are blocking things or aren't participating is absolutely factually untrue.
Senator Tim Kennedy, the only Democrat in Western New York's Senate delegation, voted no on the concussion bill. He said the problem was not with the legislation, but with secrecy from the Republican side.
If you go back and look at what transpired, it was actually the first time in the 8 years that I've been in the Senate that not one single Democratic member of the Senate Democratic conference knew what we were voting on until the Republicans called the vote on the floor. That's no way to operate.
Kennedy said the bill is worthy of being revisited, but in a more transparent fashion. Ranzenhofer told me, as Jackie said, he does plan to bring it back up. Ultimately, nothing got done in the Senate chamber this week. They'll try again when they return to Albany on Monday. Chris Horvitz, News 4 at 5:30.